you have to do your homework. And when I say you have to research, I don't mean that you have to become Bill Nye the Science Guy. I mean you should have a basic understanding of how hair works, particularly curly, kinky, or coily hair. Why is that hair, just drier than straight hair? What is hair composed of and what it can and cannot do. You need to have a basic understanding of hair, because then it'll help you avoid bandwagons and just jumping on any product or any technique that comes up later on during your natural hair journey, because they will come up. Another thing that I think you should do your homework on is people's experiences about being natural. What is the good, the bad, the ugly about being natural? Because I know a lot of people who will say, I've had such a bad experience with my relaxer, but when I go natural, I'm going to get a pony and a unicorn and maybe even a leprechaun. And that's not always the case. That's never the case, right? You'll have very good days with natural hair, but you'll have bad days just like you would with any other type of hair. But just because you're coming from a very bad situation, don't think that everything's going to be good in your new situation. So do your homework. Know what your hair can and cannot do, because my natural is not your natural. And what does that mean? It means, this is really addressing hair envy, and this is more philosophical, but it helps. I've heard so many times people say, oh, I'm going to go natural because two of my friends just went natural and they have type 3 hair, or they have very curly hair, and I'm going to have that same kind of hair, or how do I get that kind of hair? And they try their hardest to get their hair to look like very curly hair, or hair that curls as soon as water hits it, but they have type 4C hair. And so when they realize they have 4C hair and their hair is not doing what they thought that their hair could do, because it was based on their friends, they start to feel bad and they start to hate their hair, and they start to really say, well, why can't my hair do this? They start to buy all these products to achieve what their friend's hair is achieving, instead of looking at what their hair can achieve and focusing on that. So what I'm saying is to avoid all that and just understand what your hair can do and what it can't do. Right? So even if you want curl definition, for example, and you're a 4C person, it doesn't mean that you should just stop because you're never going to have curls. Just realize that your curls are never going to look like the person who has curls that form as soon as water hits it. Right? Your curls are going to look different. And so just appreciate that. Just remember, my natural is not your natural, but it's still all good. Okay, I would say stop listening to old wives' tales and stop listening to urban legends. So for example, stop running from water. Water is not the enemy, okay? Water is actually your friend. Don't listen to people who say, oh, your hair type, you don't have to wash your hair for, a month at a time, just because. Unless that person has looked at your scalp, seen how much oil is being produced, or sebum, I should say, is being produced by your scalp, how oily your hair looks, and has done this sort of introspective look at you and your hair, they can't just tell you your hair shouldn't be washed for a month. If you're not cleaning your scalp, if you don't have a healthy, clean scalp, your hair will not grow. Don't run from water and say, oh my gosh, I've been told that water is horrible, and if I keep my hair dirty, it'll grow even more. That's not true. Stop greasing your scalp with bad things that clog your pores. I'm not saying stop greasing your scalp, but I am saying stop greasing your scalp with things that are just no benefit, like mineral oil or petroleum. Like if you're taking your scalp and greasing it with Vaseline, that might work, but if you're doing it every single day for a month because you don't wash your hair because you run from water, that might be counterproductive. So maybe you want to grease your scalp, but grease it with, Jamaican black castor oil, a light amount. Grease it with essential oils, things that will get your scalp not feeling dry, but it would also be aiding in the whole point of you massaging this into your scalp. And the third, the biggest urban legend, is that sulfates and silicones are the devil. And they're not. It's just that sulfates are surfactants that actually cleanse the scalp. They just are very, very drying to hair. And because our hair is already dry, it can be problematic. So you have to watch how you use them. Use them in moderation. Using them every day, not a good idea. Silicones, the same thing. They're just man-made. They don't, do all these things that people are saying that they do. They just can cause buildup. So you need to know how to cleanse your hair to rid your hair of them. But that's it. Be strong enough to be different. Haters never take a day off. I say that all the time. And so I know people might say, oh, it's just hair, it's not that serious. And I said that when I first went natural. I was like, it's not that serious. But what you realize, and I think I've gotten it a lot, and I don't know if it's because I'm 4B4C, and I don't have what many in this community may think is the hair that, oh, you don't even need a perm. Right? You don't need a relaxer. I may not have that hair. So maybe I've heard the comments more than others. After a while, you have to either A, develop a thick skin, or B, succumb, right? And so what I'm saying is, be strong enough to be different. It's your hair. Do whatever you want. Whatever it is, people, they don't like your texture, they don't like the length, they don't like the width, they don't like anything. Oh well, the only person you have to please is yourself. So don't let people's comments throw you. And it sucks that, you give the little pep talk as part of going natural and just being you, but it's necessary, believe me. I used to look at these things and be like, why are people saying that? It's not that serious. It is. But anyway, I hope that this whole video was very helpful, because these are tips that definitely helped me, and I'm glad that I'm able to say it out loud to you. So I hope that your day was filled with tons of soleil, and I'll talk to you guys later. 2 fingers sideways, y'all. Peace.